Here's some interesting facts for you. Within our city limits, there are 105 miles of paved streets, 15 miles of gravel roads, and 6 miles of alleyways. And it falls to this crew to maintain them. This is the Streets Division of Public Works, and they have a big job all year. But when the snow starts falling and people's safety is on the line, their tasks become even greater. There's a lot of science that goes into keeping our roads free from ice and snow, far more than most people would think. And that science is the focus of this week's episode of City 101.
Hi, I'm Jerry Plowing with the City of Red Wing Public Works Department. I am the Street and Utility Superintendent, and today we are here trying to talk about the ins and outs of snow plowing for the City of Red Wing. Every event is a little bit different depending upon the timing of the snow, the conditions, whether it's really light and fluffy or heavy wet snow, and that really makes a difference as to when we start and how we proceed with the actual snow plowing. Prior to a normal snow event, if we know there's a prediction of a few inches of snow coming, we will go out with our anti-icing truck, and you'll probably seen us go around. There's some juice squirting out the back of the truck.
And what is that juice coming out of the back of the trucks? Would it surprise you to know that it contains beet juice of all things?
The material that we use for the pre-treating or anti-icing is a mixture of salt brine and beet juice, which is a derivative of what's left over after they make sugar out of sugar beets.
Interestingly, road salt by itself only works to thaw ice from the roads until about 15 degrees. After that, salt doesn't work as effectively. Happily, it was discovered that beet juice doesn't freeze as fast, and if you mix it with salt, it will continue to de-ice roads to below 0 degrees. It was also discovered that if you spray this solution on roads prior to a storm, it can prevent snow and ice from sticking to the road in the first place, making the snowplows work more effectively. Beet juice is also a natural product, and every pound of salt we can keep off the roads is better for our environment. No one has yet developed another product anywhere that can de-ice roads and have no environmental impact.
That is one of the reasons why we try to apply the least amount of salt as we can to get the job done. And also this mixed salt is supposed to be a little bit less corrosive and less harmful on the environment.
So Public Works pre-treats the roads with a solution of salt brine and beet juice in advance of a storm. Once the storm has hit, the plows take to the roads, trying to keep them clear. Salt isn't applied again until after the roads have been plowed, or else the salt would just be scraped away. So it's a fine balancing act of when to apply product to the roads during and after a storm. Much salt isn't even used just for a snowstorm, but when Mother Nature gives us a winter rain and the roads become coated in ice, it's a battle.
We would probably use, in a rough estimate, of 30 to 50 tons on a normal 2-inch snowfall. Whereas if we have even a tenth of an inch of rain, whatever would cause the roads to be icy, we would probably go through 70 to 90 ton of salt. So almost double the salt for a very little bit of rain as composed to compared to 2 to 6 inches of snow.
So what does a typical year look like in terms of snow removal? How many times are the street crews plowing, and what does this typically cost? Well, it seems that Minnesota gives us something a little different every year, so let's just take a look at last year as an example.
This screenshot is from our asset management system that we have. It is showing you that last year in 2016 and 2017, there were 87 times when we went out and did some sort of snow plow related activities. As you can see here, this shows that last year we used a total of about 1,112 tons of salt, 190 or so tons of crushed rock with salt, 3,400 gallons of the pre-wetting anti-icing solution, and we also hauled about 11,000 yards of snow off the streets last year. As you can see, the total cost for snow events last year was around $411,000.
That's the scoop on our salt usage and just a glimpse into one aspect of how Public Works manages storms and winter roads for Red Wing. Got a question you'd like answered by those in the know? Send it to the city through Facebook, our website, or call it in. It just might be the story behind the next episode of City 101.